What if the very thing you trust to free you is silently strengthening the prison? What if the practice you believe is dissolving the ego is actually polishing it? What if effort itself is the barrier and the one who meditates is the one who must disappear? Pause for a moment and feel the weight of that possibility. Millions sit every day with closed eyes, straight spines, controlled breath, waiting for peace, waiting for silence, waiting for awakening. Yet the mind continues. The struggle continues. The seeker continues. Years pass. Techniques multiply, but something essential remains untouched. And this is not a distant philosophical puzzle. It is a living frustration in the heart of every sincere seeker. Sooner or later, the question becomes unavoidable, unbearable, personal. And one day, a sincere seeker sat before Nisargadatta Maharaj and asked, with deep confusion, "Master, I have been meditating for years. I sit every day. I observe my thoughts. I practice awareness. Yet something feels incomplete, distant, unreachable. Why does meditation not end my suffering?" Maharaj looked at him, not with criticism, not with sympathy, but with the clarity of one who sees the root instead of the leaves. And he said, "Because you are meditating as a person trying to become free. And the person itself is the bondage. Do you see the radicality of this?" Maharaj never rejected meditation as such. What he exposed was something far more subtle, the hidden structure inside most meditation, the silent assumption that I am the doer of meditation, that I am practicing to become something, that I, as an individual entity, will achieve liberation through effort. And this, Maharaj saw clearly, is the trap. The seeker leaned forward, puzzled. "But Maharaj, meditation is meant to quiet the mind. Is that not necessary?" Maharaj would say, "Quiet for whom? Look carefully. The mind becomes quiet, and immediately a silent observer claims ownership. My mind is peaceful. The experience arises, and the meditator survives to report it. Calmness appears, but the sense of being a separate experiencer remains intact. So what has really happened? The noise has reduced, but the center of illusion remains untouched." Maharaj pointed again and again to this fundamental error. Meditation, as commonly practiced, refines the mind, but does not question the meditator. It rearranges the furniture, but leaves the owner unquestioned. The seeker asked again, almost defensively, "Then should I stop meditating?" Maharaj would not answer with a simple yes or no. His way was more precise. He would say, "Understand who wants to meditate." See, meditation becomes a trap when it is used as psychological self-improvement, when it becomes a project of becoming calmer, purer, more spiritual, more advanced. Because now meditation serves the continuity of the self-image. The ego does not resist meditation. It learns meditation. It becomes a meditator. It builds identity around silence, around discipline, around progress. And what is identity, if not the very illusion Maharaj is pointing beyond? The seeker, now slightly unsettled, asked, "But meditation helps me observe my thoughts. Is observation not freedom?" Maharaj would gently cut through this with ruthless simplicity. Observation is useful, but only if it reveals the observer as illusion. Otherwise, observation becomes another activity of the mind, another layer of subtle control, another position the self occupies, now as the witness. Maharaj repeatedly warned, even the witness can become a concept you cling to. Even the observer can become a refined identity, and the moment identity forms, bondage continues. Do you see why he called most spiritual effort misguided? Not because effort is morally wrong, but because it assumes the reality of the one who makes the effort. The seeker whispered, almost fearfully, "Then, what is true meditation?" Maharaj's teaching was direct, uncompromising, almost shocking in its simplicity. True meditation is not something you do. It is what remains when the doer is not assumed. It is not concentration. It is not control. It is not repetition. It is not achievement. It is effortless being, prior to intention, prior to method, prior even to the idea, "I am meditating." He would say, remain with the sense, "I am," before it becomes, "I am this," or "I am that." Just the raw fact of being, not cultivated, not improved, not manipulated. Because the moment you try to produce silence, you have already left it. The moment you try to maintain awareness, you have already divided yourself from it. The moment you try to achieve presence, you have already assumed absence. The seeker sat in deep silence. Then one final question arose, the most honest one. If I do nothing, will realization happen? Maharaj would say, realization is not an event that happens. It is what remains when false activity ceases. You do not reach what you already are. You only stop pretending to be what you are not. This is why Maharaj saw conventional meditation as a trap, not because silence is false, but because the seeker of silence is false. Not because awareness is absent, but because the one trying to become aware is imagined. Meditation that strengthens the meditator delays awakening. Meditation that exposes the meditator dissolves it. And when the meditator dissolves, what remains needs no practice. No method can produce what is ever present. No effort can reach what is never absent. No practice can deliver you to what you have never left. So Maharaj's real teaching was not stop meditating. It was stop being the meditator. Then meditation is no longer an activity. It becomes your natural state, silent, effortless, unclaimed. And perhaps this is why his words feel so unsettling and so liberating at the same time. Because if he is right, then freedom is not far away. It is simply unrecognized beneath the one who keeps trying to find it.